Immigration is a topic that generates significant heat in contemporary discussions. We hear stories about migrants being hardworking, family-centered folks who will uplift their communities and assimilate. We hear stories about migrants as parasites, as invaders taking our resources. We hear stories about migrants as victims of racism and mistreatment who need to be defended. All of these stories are true in some respects and false in others, but they're told by people with agendas. So how do we find out what's actually happening in the lives of immigrants and the communities where they live? Our new book, Migration Narratives, is based on 10 years of research and takes a detailed look at what's going on in a town that experienced rapid migration of Mexicans over a 20-year period starting in 1995. In the book, we study phenomena like interethnic relations, how the Black, the Italian, the Irish, and the Mexican communities engaged with each other. We show that the trajectories of individuals and of the town vary quite a bit depending on which institution you're talking about, the church, the neighborhood, businesses, politics. And we show how it is that you have to trace the pathways of individuals and communities in their particular circumstances to understand what's really happening. We also systematically study the stories of immigration or invasion or victimization that are told in this town as in others. These stories are almost always partly true and partly false. But even though they're oversimplified, they end up having a causal effect in shaping the self-understanding and the behaviors of people from the different communities in town. So in order to make sense of contemporary migration, we need to take a much more careful look at the variable circumstances, the diverse pathways that migrants and host communities are traveling. And we have to understand how the stories that people tell about migration, including politically motivated ones, have a causal effect and shape people's experiences too.